Shri Gurubhyo Namah students. Welcome back to Online Teaching Academy, Ekalaiva. Today we are in the third session of the lesson, The Rise of Nationalism in Europe from History. In the previous session, we have seen about liberalism, social liberalism, political liberalism, and economic liberalism. And how these liberalist ideas have made every citizen to think about their nation state. So let's proceed further. Today we'll be learning about the new conservatism and features of Vienna Congress 1815. Conservative regimes were autocratic and why? And who were the revolutionaries and what were their aims? And the famous Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Mazzini. So what is conservatism? A political philosophy that stressed the importance of tradition, established institutions and customs, and preferred gradual development to quick change. No, the conservatives believed that the established traditional institutions of the state and society, like the monarchy, the church, social hierarchies, like nobility, clergy, and commoners, and property and the family should be preserved. And most of the conservatives did not propose a return to the society of pre-revolutionary days, that is before 1789. They did not want to go back to pre-revolutionary years, that is before 1789. Before French Revolution, they did not want to go back because they have realized by now the changes initiated by Napoleon and that modernization could in fact strengthen the traditional institutions like the monarchy. So they thought that the modernization could make the state more effective and strong. A modern army, an efficient bureaucracy, that is administration, a dynamic economy, the abolition of feudalism and serfdom could in fact strengthen the autocratic monarchies in Europe. This is what the conservatives believed. The Congress of Vienna. So in 1815, representatives of the European powers, Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria, that collectively defeated Napoleon, and they met at Vienna to draw up a settlement for Europe. It was hosted by the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. And they drew up the Treaty of Vienna of 1815. What were the objects of Vienna Congress? First one was to undo the changes that had come in Europe during the Napoleonic Wars. Second one, to restore the monarchies that had been overthrown by Napoleon. So these two were the objectives. So the Bourbon dynasty, which had been deposed during the French Revolution, was restored to power. So what was the change? They wanted to restore the monarchical system. So the Bourbon dynasty has been given the power again. And slowly, all the territories which had been annexed by Napoleon had been shared among these four major states, that is Britain, Russia, Prussia, and Austria. And France has been fixed with a clear boundary. How did they make it? Let's see. So in this map, we can see that the Duke Metternich and the other delegates from other countries, how they have shared the territories. Let's check. First one, a series of states were set up on the boundaries of France to prevent French expansion in future. So the France, the country France, was clearly fixed with the boundaries. That is Kingdom of Netherlands. We can see Netherlands here, which included Belgium, was set up in the north. So Netherlands has been fixed in the north of France. And Genoa was added to Piedmont in the south. Piedmont is here. Genoa had been fixed in the southern side. Prussia is here. Prussia has been given the western new territories on its western frontiers. This is Prussia. In the western side, some frontiers have been given from the French annexation. And Austria is here. This is Austria. Austria has been given some of the northern parts of Italy. But the German Confederation, we can see in the purple color, the German Confederation, this is German Confederation, of 39 states had been set up by Napoleon, was left untouched. It was not at all touched. And in the eastern side, Russia was given a part of Poland. Poland is here. It has been added with Russia. And Prussia was given a part of, Prussia is here. So Prussia was given a part of Saxony. Saxony is here. So to Prussia, Saxony was given. This is how it was shared among the French, among the 4 nations. So the main intention was to restore the monarchies that had been overthrown by Napoleon and create a conservative order in Europe. So new conservatism has started to come back in the year 1815. So the idea of Vienna Congress had been properly planned and the annexations have been taken off from France, which were annexed by Napoleon and shared among the 4 countries. So this was the aim of Vienna Congress and it had been done. Now let's go to the next slide. So this is what we have seen just now, how it was set up. And the conservative regimes that were set up in 1815 were autocratic. They did not tolerate the criticism and dissent. So they were intolerant to criticism and dissent. And they curbed the activities that questioned the legitimacy of autocratic governments. Most of them imposed censorship laws to control what was said in newspapers, books, plays, and songs, and reflected the ideas of liberty and freedom associated with French Revolution. So it is almost equivalent to monarchical system. So when the liberal people, liberalists, objected the monarchical system, new conservative system, the monarchy started to put a ban on everything, and those who were opposing their monarchical system, they were put in prison. This is how they were reacting. So they were autocratic in nature. So after 1850, the fear of repression drove many liberal nationalists underground. Many secret societies were formed And the aims were to train the revolutionaries and to spread their ideas throughout Europe. The secret society members were trained to become revolutionaries and to spread the ideas throughout Europe. And opposing monarchical governments established after the Vienna Congress of 1815, that is, the revolution have to oppose the monarchical government's new conservative system. And they have to fight for liberty and freedom against autocratic rule. And they have to emphasize the idea of creation of nation states. And most of these revolutionaries saw their sole aim was creation of nation state. The secret societies spread the ideas of nation state to the neighboring countries. A lot of secret societies have come up. So Italian revolutionary Giuseppe Maini was born in Genoa in 1807. He became a member of the secret society of the Carbonari. As a young man of age 24, he was sent into exile in 1831 for attempting a revolution in Liguria. He founded two secret societies, Young Italy, Young Europe, and he believed that God had intended nations to be natural units of mankind. His opposition to monarchy and his vision of democratic republics frightened the conservatives. So he thought that Italy could not continue to be a patchwork of small states and kingdoms. And he also thought that it had to be forged into a single unified republic within a wider alliance of nations. So this unification alone could be the basis of Italian liberty. And following his model, secret societies were set up in Germany, France, Switzerland, and Poland. So Maini's relentless opposition to monarchy and his vision of democratic republics frightened the conservatives. Metternich described Maini as the dangerous enemy of the social order. So the secret societies and its members helped most of the European countries to become nation states. So let's proceed further in the next session. Thank you, children.